Hello everyone, and finally the FM22 Winter Update is with us, and you know what that means? We've got some new Wonderkids to show you. Hi everyone, Jake here, and with the Winter Update out, as I mentioned, we've got new Wonderkids to talk about. So the players in this video won't all necessarily be completely new players to the game of Football Manager, but they'll be people who weren't able to have Wonderkid potential in the past, but now they have enough potential, one, to become a Wonderkid, and two, to make it onto the FMSCOUT Wonderkid list, which a lot of you guys all love, of course, so we're going to get right into that. If you enjoyed the video, show your support, hit the like button, it really does help in these January and February months. Comment down below which Wonderkid you're most excited to use, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you want to check out my channel and my Wolfsburg save, you can find it linked in the description. But with that being said, let's get on to player number 1. So we've made a team of 11 Wonderkids, all fit in a certain formation, and for that reason we need a goalkeeper, and our first Wonderkid in this list is a goalkeeper, of course, and that is Ferran Quetglas of Mallorca's B team. This is a player who I very much like the look of straight away. 16 years of age, already has some very impressive starting goalkeeping attributes that I think will make him pretty useful early on, and he does have potential to go pretty far in your guys' saves. Add on to that a very nice release clause, obviously in the Spanish divisions, always something to look out for. £2.6 million isn't too shabby for a player of this quality, and with the potential that he could reach, he does look like a very good option. Maybe a bit small at this point, but he's going to grow. He's going to get taller as the game progresses. He's only 16 years of age, of course. With really good positioning, reflexes, and one-on-one goalkeeping attributes already, with good decision making and bravery, I think he's got the potential to be one of your guys' favourite Wonderkid goalkeepers. So now that he can be classed as a Wonderkid in FM22, let me know what you think of him in the comments, because I really like the look of this guy. So our second player is a right back, and once again it's another Spaniard. It is Trilly of Deportivo La Coruña's B team. Now he is a 6-foot right back who can also play wing back and centre back, has some very nice mentals to start off with. Determination in this save is a bit low, but I'm going to assume that's just been randomly assigned in this save. Hopefully you won't get determination this low. Physical's pretty nice, mentals very good, and technically not amazing at going forward. He might need a little bit of work, but he's only 18 and he is a pretty good bargain pickup with a minimum fee release clause of £725,000. There's a chance that release clause could be save dependent. We haven't had enough time to test all of that just yet, but it looks like his valuation is even lower than his release clause in this save, so he might be someone that you can get on the cheap. He looks like a nice player. I'm not going to say he's the best I've ever seen, but at 18 years of age, he's a new Wonderkid. Keep your eyes on Trilly. He might be someone that you can pick up in your saves. Another new centre-back prospect to keep your eyes on is Austrian Lukas Wallner, playing for RB Salzburg. Of course, they have produced many good youngsters in recent years, and this looks like it could be another one on the youngster train that they've got going over there. He's 18 years of age and has some nice physicals to start off with. Not the world's best, but they're decent. You'd probably consider him a little bit small to be a centre-back, but he will grow over time, of course. Left foot is very strong, so he's a left-footed centre-back. You don't get many of them all that often. Mentally, he's looking pretty good too, with some very nice determination, decision-making, and concentration. But in terms of a base set of defensive technical attributes, marking, heading, and tackling are all at a decent level, so at 18 years of age, could be worth scouting him. See if your scouts recommend him highly in your saves, and if they do, he could definitely be worth the pickup from RB Salzburg. Steal another Wonderkid off him. Might not be an Adeyemi or a Sesko, but he could certainly do something for your guys' sides. Our other centre-back in our back four is a player that already existed in Football Manager, but has had his potential rating boosted to the point where we can now class him as a Football Manager 22 Wonderkid. It is Bethodi Diakitay of Toulouse in the French divisions. He's 20 years of age, so he's a bit further along in his development than some of the others, and you can tell that based on his attributes. He's looking very well rounded already, a right-footed centre-back with some great physical attributes. He's very good all around and not struggling in any particular area. His mental attributes are nicely spread as well. He's not lacking all that much. Concentration and composure will need a bit of work, but with a good determination rating and some other nice mental attributes sprinkled around, he's definitely got the potential to be able to build up from the set that he's got there. And then technically, he really does shine with 13 marking, 14 tackling, 15 heading, some good long throws, some good crossing on him. He could maybe be trained into a pretty nice right back as well. That shouldn't be out of the question. In this save at least, you'll be looking at around £4 to £5 million to sign this guy, and I don't think that's too pricey for the player that you'll get. He looks very good to me, and I'm excited to see how he does in your guys' saves. Moving on to the left back in our list, and his potential has already been recognised as he has been picked up by Udinese, and that's who he will be joining when you guys start a save. But the 18-year-old Italian Destiny Udoge looks like a very good option at both left back back and potentially centre back too. You're going to have to scout him and wait for your opportunity to get him once he's joined Udinese, but I think he could definitely be a top talent at full growth. 6'2", very strong left foot with some amazing physicals for an 18-year-old. He's going to get quicker. Everything else is looking pretty good too, not lacking in any particular area. His mentals are looking nicely balanced and you can't ask for too much more than that on an 18-year-old. And then technically, he's good in the defensive aspect, but also shines going forward with good crossing, technique, passing and dribbling, so I think he's a very good option in that left back role. Let me know what you think of him. Is he worth waiting for? I think he really could be, because when he gets to a top level, I'm sure this guy will look so good. Moving into midfield now, and we've got a new wonder kid on the block with Fabian Ryder. He is a Swiss central midfielder who can also play a bit further back and a bit further forward. He plays for young boys out in Switzerland, and for a 19-year-old, I think he's looking pretty good. Physically, nicely balanced, but nothing too stand out. Mentals is definitely his strong suit, where he's balanced in every single area, and not just balanced, he's succeeding in a variety of roles with vision, work rate, teamwork, off the ball flair, decision making, concentration, composure. I could go on, but all of these are at a level that you'd expect of a 25, 26-year-old, so it's very nice to see that Fabian Ryder has got all of this in his game. Add on to that some very good playmaking attributes with passing and technique at a good level. He can hit a long shot, he's got good corners, crossing, and his first touch is also at a very good level. If you train him in the right way, I think you could get one of the world's best playmaking midfielders out of him at full development. Focusing on those playmaking attributes, stick him at the base of your midfield, pinging out passes. I think this guy could be top draw. His price doesn't look like it's going to be the cheapest, but he's definitely one to keep an eye on in your saves, as all of these players are. So let me know what you think of Fabian Ryder, and let's move on to his midfield partner. Another top midfield prospect comes in the package of the Norwegian Tobias Gullickson, who plays for Strømsgodset, apologies if I pronounced that wrong, in the Norwegian First Division. The 17-year-old has already been capped for the Norwegian under-18s, and there's a reason why. At 17 years of age, to have these technicals and mentals at this level, I think is very good. He's one that might slip under many people's radars because there's nothing too stand out about him, but the balance that he's got on all of these attributes means that you can really just mould him into whatever kind of midfielder you want. The fact he's 17 as well, plenty of time to grow. You can use him in that midfield or on the left. His physicals are lacking a little bit in some areas, but he'll grow into them. Good with both feet, likes to try killer balls often and play 1-2s. Now I've just tried to ask the agent if we could sign him, and I think one of the best things about Tobias here is that his price isn't that much. £3 million being the maximum that they want from us in this save. I think he's going to be a real steal from the Norwegian divisions. Get your scouts on him. When he develops, you can use him in your first team or sell him on for profit. Either way, I think for that price, you got to pick him up. He looks awesome. A Football Manager Wonderkid list wouldn't be complete without a talented young Brazilian, and we're going to get into looking at him in a second, but I'd just like to let you guys know I do have my own channel linked in the description. We've got a Wolfsburg save going on, as well as some one-off rebuild videos. A lot of you guys have came over and said you've really enjoyed it, so if you want to come over, hit the subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. But back to the video and looking at a new Wonderkid in Guilherme Biro. This is someone that now has a potential rating to be classed as a Wonderkid in Football Manager, and I think he starts off some very nice attributes. Don't get me wrong, he's lacking in a few areas, particularly in these physicals, but he is only 17. He'll work it out, he'll be fine, but he's got a very strong left foot, which makes me think inside forward on the right hand side could be perfect for him, or maybe playing him through the middle. Mentally, he's got some nice attributes and some weak ones too, but that's expected for a young 17-year-old. It's technically, as you might have expected, where the Brazilian shines. Technique, passing, long shots, first touch, dribbling, crossing and corners, all at a very nice level for a 17-year-old. He plays in the Brazilian divisions for COR, which I believe is Corinthians, depending on whether you've got the name pack installed, but I really like the look of him. Very nicely spread in all of his attributes. If you train him up to be an inside forward, I think he'll do a great job. So that's Guilherme Biro, and now let's move on to the final 3 players in today's list. Okay, now for my favourite player of the list. As I mentioned, some of these players are Wonderkids because their potential rating has been risen. They were in the game before, but now they've been improved. Now I'm not sure, and do let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, if this guy existed before, because I feel like we all would have noticed him. It's FC Copenhagen's Swedish right-sided player, Rune Bardgaji. I do apologise, but I have no clue how to pronounce that. He's going to cost you a pretty pricey sum, anywhere between £5 and £10 million for the 15-year-old Swede, but you can see why. At the age of 15, he is looking top draw already. A bunch of player traits on his side, good with both feet. Physically, he's very quick, and he's got good natural fitness, balance and agility to go alongside of that. Mentally, very nicely balanced too, with some great determination, flair off the ball, anticipation, composure. These are great attributes. When you think about the fact that he's only 15, it really does blow you away. But technically, wow, this guy looks good. Technique, passing, long shots at very nice levels, particularly technique. And that's going to really help him with some of these attributes he's got up here, because dribbling, finishing, and first touch are at a crazy level, I would say, for a 15-year-old. This player is someone I definitely need to keep an eye on. I'm certainly going to do a Wonderkids Superstar on him because he looks so, so good. Let me know if you want to see that in the comments, but wow. What do you think of him? I think he is absolutely awesome. At the very least, you're going to have to go scout him in your saves. Bear in mind, by the way, all the potential increases and new players will only come into your save, 1, when you've downloaded the update, and 2, when you've actually loaded up a new save. So yeah, if you don't see any of these players, that's why. But I'm definitely loading up the Danish leagues going forward so that I can get this guy, because he looks so, so good. We've got a new English Wonderkid on the block in Jaden Philogene Bidash. The 19-year-old plays for Stoke and has now had his potential increased to the point where we can count him as a Football Manager Wonderkid. Some nice player traits, decent physicals, very quick actually, and mentally needs a bit of work in some areas but fairly strong in others. Technically not going to blow anyone away at the age of 19, but there's some alright ones there. But he is a new Wonderkid. I think his price is going to put most people off. He's on loan from Aston Villa, so I think this guy will only likely be used by either people with a Stoke save or people with an Aston Villa save. Maybe in a few years, if you've been in the English lower divisions, you might be able to pick this guy up and get a bargain on your hands, but straight away I'd say he's a bit too pricey for the player you get in, but he is certainly a new Wonderkid and therefore he is in this video. And we finish off with a top draw striker in the Ghanaian forward, Felix Athena Guyan. He plays for Roma, he's valued at around £5 to £10 million, and my word, this 18-year-old, where has he came from? Physically, he is, impeccable. His pace is on another level, and we know that that's going to break the match engine unless they've done a really big fix to it. Pace has been so important recently. Natural fitness, agility, balance, stamina, all look very good. He works hard, he's brave, he's determined, he's got great aggression, anticipation, composure. Mentally, this guy is superb for an 18-year-old, as he is physically. His weak point are his technicals, but if anything's been proved to me this year in FM22, if you're this quick and this smart in front of goals, you will bag a fair few, even if you haven't got the best technical attributes. His finishing isn't so bad, but this is definitely the area where he lacks the most. So if you can train him to have some decent attributes in his technicals, he's going to be so, so good. Now has the potential to be a Wonderkid in your guys' saves. I think he could be very dangerous. Maybe you loan him, whatever you want to do. Have a look at this guy. He could be great for your guys' sides. With that being said, that's the 11 players who are now Wonderkids in FM22, whether they never existed before or they just didn't have a potential rating to be classed as one. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. Like the video if you did enjoy. Comment down below your favourites or the ones you're going to sign. Subscribe for more and check out my channel linked in the description if you want to. I think that's everything, guys. So have a great day, enjoy the new update, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.